Hey guys, today we are talking about what is going to be the best side hustle for 2023. And well, I'm going to be a little bit biased here and I'm going to share with you what my side hustle is. Currently, I don't work on this side hustle actually. I only work about 15 to 30 minutes a week every Tuesday at 7:30 with my virtual assistant while she runs the show. Are you curious what it is? It's kind of boring, but it's really amazing. It's a house cleaning referral agency. And essentially what that business model is where you're just the middleman. You screen and vet cleaners that you've marketed towards. They're independent cleaners. They're doing cleaning on their own already. They already have their own supplies and equipment. They do not need to be trained. Then you market for clients, and your job is to match the clients with the cleaners. And that's pretty much it. So the other intricacies that come with it is, of course, you're responsible for scheduling the jobs, collecting the payments, dispersing the payments. You're really in charge of marketing, sales, and kind of the operations behind the business. If you were to break a business into two parts, that's one half of it. And then the other half is the service provider. And instead of hiring your own cleaners, training them, and then having them quit shortly thereafter when they realize the job is really hard, why not work with, in partnership, cleaners who've been doing it for years. They want to continue cleaning as their main gig, but they're not very good at marketing, advertising, sales, scheduling, charging clients on time, etc., right? So that's where your value comes in, is being that middleman. So let me tell you that in my house cleaning referral agency, working so little, I closed my house cleaning company with employees in 2015, and I reopened as the cleaning referral agency in 2015. So now it's 2022, and I make passive income about $7,000 to $8,000 a month on average, working so little. Granted, it wasn't always that way. I started off working full-time on the business when I was building it, but very quickly I was able to create systems and put systems in place to where I don't have to work so hard and my business is continuing to thrive. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. This is probably the longest intro I've ever done, but if you are ready, let's go. All right, you guys, welcome back to Lifestyle Leaps. My name is DM, and here we talk about early retirement, financial freedom. I'm more often than not talking to you guys about real estate through midterm and short-term rentals, different strategies to take advantage of taxes, tax laws and loopholes and things like that. But today we're actually talking about the part that comes before the real estate, and that is how to make money. Also, how to create passive income. And furthermore, I've done it in such a way where I earn a W-2 from my house cleaning referral agency, which is set up as an S-Corp. So that even helps more than just having my own business, but not a formal corporation, right? Because when I go to apply for loans with lender, they're going to want to see W-2 income. They prefer that over just self-employment income that's a pass-through taxation, right? So anyway, I love this business structure. So in this video, we're going to go over how would you start a house cleaning referral agency if you wanted to do that, and how can you automate it in such a way that you can essentially have a passive income stream that is a real asset that is sellable if you wanted to sell the business as a whole. Because one of the key factors when people go to buy businesses is they're looking at, is this business tied to its owner? Can this business function without its owner? So the more passive income something becomes, the more value it becomes, right? So, okay, let's talk about it. I've got my handy dandy whiteboard over here to tell me all the things that I want to tell you. So the first thing is starting a referral agency is the business concept. That's number one. You have to wrap your mind around that. It's not a cleaning company. You will not be hiring workers. You will not be providing training, nor will you be providing supplies or equipment for them to do their job, which means that you don't have power over how they do their job. So you're probably thinking, well, DM, why would I start a business when I can't do quality control? You have to really think of yourself as only the referral agency, and you're working with professionals. So you will be screening and vetting them, and I'll show you how I do that. But you aren't going to be treating them like employees. That's very important. Why? Because in the legal business world, if you are going to work with independent cleaners and work with them under a contract agreement as a 1099 worker instead of a W-2 employee of them, they won't be an employee of your company, then you have to treat them as such. So this is a really key point, that you don't try to run a cleaning company as if you were a referral agency. Like, you really have to be a referral agency, and that you also have to isolate your responsibilities to that of a referral agency, meaning even in your interactions with clients where, let's say, they have a complaint about quality of the cleaners, you can talk to them, and then you can have the cleaners actually go out and meet with them in their home to discuss any of their concerns, because you actually aren't the cleaner. So you can't resolve their concern. You can definitely facilitate an appointment for the cleaner to return to resolve the concern. So that's also why it's super amazing, because now I don't have to deal with as much complaints as I used to when I owned a cleaning company, right? So the first thing is the business concept, understanding that, right? So once I've decided I'm going to open a house cleaning referral agency, then I'm going to create a website to let customers know about our referral agency, and also create a page on there where cleaners can apply. It's a one-stop shop for everything. There's third-party softwares a ton out there that you can use. I use Launch 27 software to manage my cleaning business, and I will link an interview that they did a podcast and interviewed me a while ago about the successes that I've had with their software and to automate my business so that I can only work. At that time, I think I was working 15 hours a week or something like that. So anyways, Launch 27, I use that to manage my customers, charge jobs, schedule cleanings, etc. And so you start with the website. You have your company name. On the website, you're going to have a form on there where customers can book directly on your website. And that form comes from the software. You don't have to use Launch 27. That's what I use, but other softwares have that too. So then you insert that into your web page. Customers who find you online can automatically book. Boom. Amazing. Then when they book on your website, this software also has a feature where it allows you to, and I'm not an affiliate, by the way, to send out automatic job invitations to all the cleaners that are on your registry. So they'll get pinged, oh, a customer just created a booking, and then they can decide, oh yes, I'm interested in that job. They'll opt in, raise their hand digitally, and then my VA will then see who's responding first and who fits the bill, and then we'll assign that job to that cleaner. Ta-da! You are done, and then you wait till cleaning day and you charge the job. Meanwhile, there's automations that are set up where you can email them automatically their job confirmation, email them automatically their cleaning reminder so you reduce cancellations, email them the terms of service so they understand how to work with you, email them like things like lockout fees or non-solicitations, like don't solicit to our cleaners, to try to get them to do private jobs for you, right? Or you'll get a fine. All of these things can be automated so that you don't have to do it every time. Okay, so now we've got the website, we've got the software that I use. Recruiting cleaners. This is probably, obviously, excuse me, I'm gonna sit a little lower. Recruiting cleaners. This is probably one of the most important aspects of running a house cleaning referral agency, because that is what you're selling. You're selling the talents of the cleaners, right? And so if you have crappy cleaners, then you're going to have a crappy reputation, even though you're just the referral agency. So it's really important to screen and vet cleaners properly. I post jobs on Craigslist, Facebook, word of mouth, and then when they submit a cleaner inquiry form on my website, then my VA will give them a call, screen them to make sure that they understand it's a 1099 position. They have to have 2 or more years of experience, have their own supplies and equipment, and their own vehicle. Then they provide 3 professional references for their cleanings, 3 personal references to which we have scripted questions to make sure that they really are qualified to do the job. And then once they pass that, they do an interview with me, which is now no longer me. And then in the interview, again, very targeted questions to ensure that they truly have the experience that they claim to have. So we ask them industry standard questions like, how long should this cleaning take? What supplies might you use for this and why, etc. And then from there, they onboard, and I have an automated online orientation that I've created for them after having done, real in-person orientation for a few years and knowing all the possible questions that they could ask. I recorded, just like I'm doing right now, an online orientation that they can take online at their own convenience. Takes about an hour for them to learn all of the arrangements that we have agreed to. It goes over the contracts that we have with them so that they understand what they're signing up for and how it works to work with an agency like us. And nowadays, referral agencies aren't that uncommon. So some of them come on board kind of like knowing what to expect, but they're really surprised about how personable we are and how they can actually pick up the phone and call us, and it's not just completely digital. And we do their interviews now via Zoom, but before we used to do it in person. And so once they pass they have an orientation, then they do a check for understanding survey so that I can ensure that they know all the information that they just heard and saw and read. And then after that, we add them to the system. They have their own app still through that Launch 27. And then they can go in there and activate their availability. So they tell us when they want to take jobs or when they want to have access to job invitations rather. And then that's pretty much it. Oh, and then I send them documents. What used to be, I use HelloSign, or now it's like Dropbox Sign, but DocuSign or whatever. So I have all of their legal forms in there for them to sign, like their W-9 form, their DE-542 form for the state of California, their I-9 form, their direct deposit form, background screening authorization form, the contract that is between us and them. Am I missing anything? I think that's mostly it. So those come in the DocuSign, and then they sign that. We verify their ID for the I-9, and they're onboarded. So from there, they're able to receive the job invitations and opt in and start servicing clients. So that's the cleaner side. Now, the client side, how do we get them? I have found a lot of success by just being present online, like listing your business on every freaking platform, Yelp, Angie's List, whatever you can do, even like my local maps or MapQuest back in the day, Google, obviously. So the top two places that we get found is just through Google search and being a local business that pops up on the Google Maps or in the first few Google listings, and then being Yelp, because Yelp is such high ranking on Google searches that if they search like house cleaner, they might find Yelp, and then the Yelp will lead to finding us. So having 5-star reviews is super important. We average probably like 4.6 to 4.9 stars. I don't remember now. I'm so out of touch with the business, but we have good ratings and reviews because we actively ask clients to leave us reviews, and that's the most important thing. I would say the key tip is don't pay for advertising through Yelp until you've established a reputation on Yelp, because then you're just paying to be seen, but you have like no reviews or 3 reviews, right? So make sure that you build up your reputation first, and then if you choose to pay for advertising, you can. If you're anti-Yelp, so be it. They've done a great job in helping me build my business over time, and so has Google. And then you can do Google Ads to promote yourself more. And that pretty much does it for me. I used to do a lot of in-person networking. And if you are the kind of person who loves to meet people and go out there and network for your business, I think that's a great idea. I didn't see an even exchange for my time. I felt like I was better off investing my money into online ads than creating a community of networks, because to me, my point in building this business to begin with was to have independence from an establishment. Like I work remote from home or anywhere in the world. I've worked from a cruise in the Caribbean. I've worked when I visited my grandma in Minnesota. I travel all the time. So this business is designed to be operable from anywhere in the world. You don't even have to open it in your hometown location. because everything is done remotely, right? So yeah, that's kind of like a big benefit from that. So now let's talk about how I got it to be like really efficient and automated. So obviously having the website and allowing clients to book directly on the website was a big thing. And then eventually I also allowed clients to text us. We got a textable number and we were able to move with the times, where now a lot of people don't want to get on the phone, definitely don't want an in-home estimate. And you might be thinking, well, DM, how do you price the jobs, right? Well, as you recall, I used to have a cleaning company, so I have a lot of experience about industry average cleaning times and what it takes any cleaner to do an average job. Not a specific cleaner, just industry average times. So I use those. I do, if you want more information or more specific, I'll link down below. You don't need me to start this, by the way. Like, I'm not trying to sell you guys on a course. I do have one. If you want it as a resource, it is down below. I've made it a while ago. It is still very relevant. And it's constantly being updated whenever a student asks for something that I haven't thought of before, but now pretty much that doesn't happen anymore because it has everything you need. Anyway, that's down below, but that's besides the point. If you don't need help and you want to do this on your own, you totally can. So, where were we? Oh, pricing jobs. So pricing jobs is based on industry average cleaning times if you want to offer a flat fee, or if you are just not sure, you can offer like an hourly rate. And then the cleaners would get a percentage of that. So how I do pricing is I look at what the pricing is for my market. I'll like call around and see, hey, what does a cleaning company charge? What does an independent cleaner charge? And where do I fit on that scale? And another part that I look at is the cleaners that I'm recruiting, like how much are they charging their own private clients? Because what if I could pay them well, it would be the clients paying them, but you know what I'm saying. What if through the agency, they could get paid the same as what they're charging their clients, but they don't have to do any of this non-billable work time, which is the sales process, sending out reminder emails, getting credit card payments, giving estimates over the phone. All of that stuff is non-billable time that cleaners would otherwise have to do. So what if we got the client to pay a fee that included their percentage, which is equal to what they would charge their private clients, and we would get paid our percentage by the client, not taking room out of their own profit, right? It's kind of like a split pay system. And so when you look at it that way, instead of saying, I'm taking, let's say 40% from the cleaner and they get 60, no. The cleaner is getting 100% of the cleaner's fee and I am getting 100% of the referral fee, which just happens to be 40% of the total job. So when you market it that way to cleaners, which is to me what it really is, because they're making what they would have charged anyway, why would a cleaner leave you? Why wouldn't a cleaner want to work with your agency if they're getting leads to jobs for free? If they have an agency to help support their business? No good reason to me. So yeah, that's the cleaning part and the client part. What else am I missing? Oh, okay. So we're talking about how to get there faster. How do you get to automating things so that you can only work a few hours a week, let's say, and what automations come along with that? So clients book on your website, they can text you, and then there's automated, I use ActiveCampaign as my email platform. I'll link them down below. That is an affiliate link, I think. Through ActiveCampaign, I have created campaigns where once a lead comes into the pipeline, they'll get a series of emails that will try to convert them to a client. Then they'll get, once they're a client, they'll get another series of emails that will try to maintain their relationship with the agency and their loyalty with the agency, as well as upsell them on other services that we can connect them with, like maybe carpet cleaners or buying gift cards. And if they cancel their recurring service with the agency, it spits them into an automation that tries to recover their job, or we will just send them emails every once in a while to remind them that we're still here and hopefully their first choice when they're ready to come back to ongoing cleanings or sporadic cleanings. So all of that is to preserve the client base we have, encourage new growth, all without me needing to do something new and different all the time. The system is constantly running and happening in the background. ActiveCampaign does charge based on the number of contacts you have. So as you grow, you will pay more. Same thing with Launch 27. They have different tiers of services, so you can grow with your business. You don't have to pay all this big chunks of money at the beginning. And outside of that, it is just keeping an ongoing relationship with my virtual assistant. I talk to her every Tuesday at 7:30 for at least 15 minutes, up to 30 minutes if we're also gabbing about personal stuff as well to catch up. Other than that, I'm available to her by phone or text throughout the week, but she is so seasoned now that she doesn't even need me. So I literally work like 30 minutes a week on that business right now with about $7,000 to $8,000 in cash flow that is in the form of W-2. So it does help me invest in real estate. Like I said, more information down below. If you have questions, leave them in the comment. I'd love to answer them or make another more in-depth video for you. But this business model has changed my life and it has allowed me to invest in real estate and create a passive income where I am able to be semi-retired by the age of 35 and also help my husband retire as well. So I hope that was useful and I will see you next week.